wonderful to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your interest in my music.
You bet. So before we get into Turk's Head Knot, I want to begin with 6 years ago, this pandemic was changing the world, changing all of us. How did
Yeah.
you get through that era, and how has it changed the way that you create and do things today?
Uh, I don't think it changed anything about what I do. Most of my, I composed at home on this computer that I'm sitting at right now with, I have a keyboard over here to the left, and uh, I I trimmed a huge hedge I've been wanting to trim for years in my backyard, and just out of frustration. As far as playing goes, I had a couple of things booked. Like I was playing a concerto with orchestra, which was pretty serious stuff that I was going to do in May of after that pandemic. Um, so I was practicing a lot. Uh, and I teach at a university, and we went like whole hog into shields, all kinds of devices to continue to teach. We did a summer jazz workshop there for a week, and I don't know how we got through it because it was pretty handicapped. But we did it. Somehow we just did it. It was a little bit stressful, and kind of everybody was kind of paranoid because nobody knew the extent to this and how serious it was and how careful we have to be. I mean, you remember people were washing their their bags from shopping for food, and just getting a little overboard. I think we were just too afraid of what could happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know, musically, obviously the whole culture shut down, so it was really kind of hard for a lot of people. I just kind of accepted it as a nice downtime to get a lot of other stuff done
Yeah. Yeah.
and practicing. We practice quite a bit, so
Yeah. I get it. I get it. So talk to me about the brand new album. What was the aim? How does it feel, this album for you?
really good. And I get I have a lot of students, so that's a kind of a serious, uninhibited criticism, body of criticism, and they all were really positive. It's the best thing you put out, they say, and the mix was really good. The experience was great. I've been playing with these guys for quite a while, so it was very specifically written for this band, especially the Evie, um, which I've gotten a little bit of pushback from DJs and radio hosts, but I think it works really well. I don't think it's very um, overwhelming. It fits into the music. We tried to make, John Swan is really aware of sound, and he creates his own synthesized sound with that thing. So he really was, he spent a lot of time with that. And then the writing it was about a year's worth of writing. Um, and we did maybe 5 concerts before that over about a month in Baltimore and Philly and Allentown. And we just went to the studio 2 days, and it turned out the first day, everything we did the first day was what we used. So first takes, no
Yeah.
editing at all. I'm sorry, I'm just getting over a cold, so a
Oh yeah.
little coffee.
Yeah. No, it's all good. So what are you ultimately hoping the listener gets from this album?
Well, actually, one radio host in France really put it very well, that it's not five guys just playing. He felt it was really a coherent ensemble, really a band that was interacting with each other, and not uh stepping on anything. Everybody was really careful about leaving space where space needed to be left. And I don't know if that answers your question,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was like, like playing a gig in Paul Whitcliffe's basement, which is where his studio is, Skyline Pro. Really nice studio, somewhat isolated rooms, but not really. We felt like we were really together. So
Right on. So take me back to your beginnings. Was it always going to be music for you?
no, not at all. I was an visual arts person in high school, and I played, trumpet was my first instrument when I was in sixth grade for about 2 years. And then I'll never forget his name, Don DeRisi. I don't know if I ever will see him again, but he was my stand partner, and he played uh, Cherry Pink Apple Blossom White. I don't know if you know that tune, but it's a famous trumpet solo.
Yeah.
And I just was floored. Like, I'm never going to be able to do this. So I kind of quit that. I started playing guitar and piano, did the whole rock thing, came up through the 60s and was really into all that rock stuff, and was a visual artist and went to visual arts school to university. Um, and kind of was music wasn't there until, I don't know, seriously, until I was 19, 20. And then I got back into it. And all by ear, just like, um, bluegrass bands, hillbilly bands, blues bands, uh, and all acoustic bass. I didn't play electric then, and I still don't. I have too much other stuff to do with acoustic bass. And then I got to a point where I realized I gotta figure out what I'm doing, and went back to school. And then I got a couple of degrees, and um, started auditioning for orchestras. I play in two orchestras, and um, yeah. So, and visual arts is kind of important to me generally in my life as inspiration, and I still do stuff. In fact, I did the cover. I do the covers of all the CDs. Yeah. So
Right on. So when you decided to get back into music, why did you pick the bass? You went from brass to bass.
Paul Chambers.
Yeah.
I saw Coltrane on a live Philly show, the Mike Douglas show, I think. Um, and I was listening to the music all the time. We have a station, RWRTI in Philly, and back in the 70s and 80s, it's still a good station, but then it was an amazing station. They played the gamut of jazz music, every genre of. They weren't afraid of anything, and so then I saw this show, and I saw there was an up close shot of his right hand playing a solo, and I remember vividly not being able to wrap my head around what I was hearing and what I was seeing. How can this be? How can what I'm seeing be actually what I'm hearing? And that was the beginning. That really drew me in. And actually, the last tune on the CD is Inner Chambers. That's written in dedication to Paul Chambers.
So what was the first live show you saw, jazz or otherwise, that blew you away, that maybe planted the seeds that you were going to pursue music or you
Oh
would love
wow,
doing it?
wow, yeah, that's an interesting one because I remember seeing people like Santana, which kind of really really got to me. But like real serious jazz, um, I would guess Quest, Richie Byrack, and Dave Liebman. Quest.
Yeah.
They played in Philly, and that completely blew me away. And then Rufus Reed was playing with them, and I met him, and I started studying with him.
Wow.
So that kind of really really started everything going.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. You know, right now in America, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stress, and there's
Yeah.
people that are going to they're getting into art and music because it's a relief. How much of what you're doing, whether it's teaching or it's performing or putting out music, are you thinking about giving people some level of oasis from all of these headlines and this clownery that's going on around us all the time? Is that something you think about?
Mm. Yeah, I think about it a lot. I'm not sure I maybe have accepted that I'm never gonna get in touch with the feedback that I would need to assess what you're asking me.
Sure.
And I guess it's related to, you know, getting praise for what you do. We don't get praise for what we do very often. Um, they always say, when you're on the top, or do at the top of your game, it's very lonely. Um, I mean, I'm not lonely, but it is lonely in a certain way, because you're not interacting with people you're playing for a lot. But that being said, uh, I've definitely gotten some comments and feedback from people that express just love and appreciation and uh, amazement at what the music does for them. Um, and then the students, that's a very direct link that I mean, it's a huge responsibility to have students. You're influencing the rest of their lives, and they're so there for you, and they're serious about what they want to do. They don't care whether there's no venues play in. They're going to create it, and they are. Just yesterday I had a lesson with a student who's graduating. He's going to grad school, and he said he got a gig this Saturday, two gigs with two different bands he's been playing with, and I was just like, man, you guys are really uh, determined, you know.
Yeah.
So that's great to see that young people are keeping occupied and really inspired by something. And we talk politics, and I don't know, they're maybe not that, they don't care that much. It's kind of strange, and I get all worked up. I mean, I have to stop listening to the news for weeks at a time, because I'm yelling in the car and whatever.
Yep. I get it.
It's it's not a good situation right now.
No, it's not. It's not. So let me ask you this. What gets you up every day? What motivates you to make this music? Why do you love being a musician and educating the future? What is that energy for you every day?
I just think it's I'm looking for a beautiful chord progression, or a great line to play over a chord progression, or learning another tune, or uh, there's always something. There's never not going to be anything. The famous quote I always say is, music's enough for a lifetime, but a lifetime isn't enough for music, which is Rachmaninoff. Um, there's just a vast amount of stuff. So I'm not only doing the improvised aspect of music, but I'm also playing in orchestras, and that's a whole nother thing. Very specific, and a little bit intimidating, a little bit harder of a discipline to keep up. So I don't have any choice. I have to get up and shed those excerpts that I'm going to be playing. Um, I don't know, and I have a lot of other things in my life too. I'm a gardener. I'm renovating a house for, it's been 24 years now. I like to do woodwork. Like visual arts. I love. So I'm trying to juggle all that stuff, and have all that stuff influence and inspire the other. So music's not, it's great, but I don't look at it like it's a life or death situation, you know?
Yeah.
whether I play great and write great tunes is not going to feed somebody in Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of other things that are a little more immediate and necessary than what I'm doing.
I get it.
Uh, I don't know.
No, I get it. I dig it. So let's amalgamate all of these things that are a part of you. I'm going to ask you this. Everyone has a perception of you. Family, friends, fans, colleagues, students, everyone that knows you, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I don't, that's a hard one to answer.
Yeah.
That's really difficult. Uh, I guess all I'm trying to do is be honest with what I'm putting out there. And, you know, this music unfortunately has a lot of ego involved in it. You can't get away from that. But I'm constantly at odds and battling that a little bit. I'm trying to be more of a team player and humble about my ability. Um, and maybe that's what I'm trying to communicate more than anything. And, sometimes that gets in the way. You got to be really confident and really grab the bull by the horns when you're playing anything, when you're playing any kind of music. Uh, so I would I would be happy if people just took me as a good contribution to the whole.
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. So if anybody wants to get the new album, they want to get previous work, catch you live, any of the good business, where do they go?
Well, I mean, it's on all the platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, CD Baby, and my website is Paulsen Music, Paulsen music.com. A lot of stuff on there. Um, yeah,
Okay.
it's out there. It's
Yeah.
easy to find. I think the new album you have to. I don't know why. I have no control over how they put the album into platforms, but I've been told that you have to put in woulda, coulda, shoulda the album title
Gotcha.
in some cases, or just Peter Paulsen TurksHeadKnot Quintet.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will put all of those links in the show notes. I'll make it easy for everybody. So this has been great, Peter. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking a minute
yeah,
out. Thank you for talking about your album, your career. It's been wonderful. I appreciate it.
yeah, Joe. It's great been meeting you, and I like your background. That's
Thank you. I'm a visual artist too, so that's one of my
okay.
things. I'm a kindred
Nice,
spirit with all of these things that are getting juggled in the air. But yeah, it's the
nice,
skyline of Kansas City. So,
fantastic.
so are you?
Neon Jazz.